there to log on. Alright, so we're talking about what serious women look for in men. One of the things that we have the impression, men have the impression, is that there are some gold digger women. All they are interested in is to see how much they can get from a man. Right? And we are saying that does not go down well to those of us who think that we are being used, and we are being used, and as one person says, we used, abused, and refused. That's how some men say. So we want to find out from you, and we're encouraging you all to call in, men and women to call in. The telephone number is on the screen, 868. You could call any part of the world, from any part of the world. 868-480-0080. This is a participatory program. We're encouraging you to participate in it. I have my own ideas that I will share, but I don't want to come across as though I'm an expert on women. So we want to hear from the woman. Alright, Marcia Saunders, thank you very much. Sheila says something very interesting. Thank you, Sheila Thomas. Lenore Francis Moses, all the rock and come in, people, all the rock and come in. Alright, Sheila says she admires a man who stands up to his responsibilities. Now I want the men to listen. We're not here to challenge what they're saying, but we're talking about a serious woman. We're not talking about those who in the hit and run and hit and miss. The serious woman. And what Sheila is saying, the serious woman wants a man who stands up to his responsibilities. So let's explore that, because that's one of the things on the list. That when we're talking about stand up to your responsibility, the question is, what is a man's responsibility? Because it was clear in the days gone by what a man's responsibility was. He was to be able to make sure that there was housing for the woman. He was to make sure that he took care of the bills. He was supposed to make sure that he took care of the family, etc. So he came in with that as a training from his parents. Prepare yourself. So prepare the nest for a woman. So you're supposed to protect. You're supposed to serve and all of that. Over time, a number of things have changed. And we want you to know that some of these things have changed and also rejected by the very woman that we are trying to serve. But we're not on that tonight. Tonight we're just talking about what it is that this serious woman looks for. And what Sheila is saying, and which I subscribe to 100%. Whatever it is your responsibility it is, live up to it, including supporting her with the children, and including taking care of the children and taking up your role in the family when it comes to the children and their welfare. It should not be that the woman alone is raising the child. Should not be that the woman alone is running the home. The man's supposed to have his responsibility. So I hope that I'm on the same line with Miss Sheila, and I support that. Alright. Yes, Timothy, thanks for jumping back in, man. Well, rock and come in. Yes. Yes, Orville, Melville, thank you very much. Good evening to you. We asking you all to say, and men, you all could share, what do you think a woman is looking for, a serious woman is looking for? We just came through Sheila's that she said, a man who stands up to his responsibility. Let me go with another one, and we need to be able to define some of these things. So some of you might be coming with some generalities, and call in 480-0080. The area code is 868. We went with what hurt men last time. We're balancing it now with what is it that our women look for. There are some serious women out there, and some serious women looking for loyalty from the man. Let me say that again. They're looking for loyalty, not a playboy, not a boy who still figure he's in a relationship and he's out of the relationship at the same time. Not a boy who thinks that he's married and still single at the same time. She is looking for a man who is loyal. That's what I hear. That's what they tell me. I'm only telling you what they tell me. I'm not trying to pretend as though I'm an expert on women. This is what they say. They want a serious man who really not playing the field. If you come to her straight, because there are some serious women who don't want the beat down the bush, beat around the bush, and the whole talk. Alright? Alright, so Hodge, I see what you're saying. Follow me. Hodge say that there are some irresponsible women who are uncertain as to what their roles are. Alright, Hodge. While that may be true, you know, when we're talking about men and we're discussing that that aspect of relationship, when it comes to men and women come in and start telling us things that has no relation to it, we usually pull them up very sharp. This is about men. And I want to also do the same thing in all fairness, that right now this is about the women. What the women like, right? What they look for. Let's deal with that, and let's deal with that on point. Right? I take your point, but let's keep that. Joan Benjamin, rock and come in, Joan, rock and come in. Alright, so the woman is looking for loyalty. It hurts a woman when she has given her heart to a man, and that man is giving his heart to a number of other women. It hurts her, and in some cases it hurts her so bad that she starts to think, when she meets a number of these men, she starts to think that is how all men are. And that's not how all men are. So we have to now listen to what the women are saying. So let me go to Eden Thomas now. Eden Thomas, you all could call in and say it, you know, why is it all you don't want to call in? Anyway, Eden Thomas says, some women looking for security. And would you believe the research says so? The research says women are looking for loyalty, and that's the other one that says they are looking for security. And this is not only financial security, because I know that the cougars and those who are just in to be able to grab what they could get from a man, looking for financial security and looking for money from a man. Not all women. There are some women who want emotional security. She needs to feel safe with this man. She needs to feel as though her heart is protected and safe with the man. She needs to know that she feels connected with this man. She must not feel disconnected. She needs to have that emotional security. But she also needs intimate security. Security as from an intimacy standpoint. That her most precious connection to him is never betrayed. Right? Kenneth say vice versa. I know Kenneth trying to be facetious with us today, you know, because that is how the women that's calling whenever the men talk about their thing. Vice versa. Alright. So, a woman is looking for a man to give her security. This is security that is emotional, security that is financial, and security generally. So, if you're not prepared to provide security for the woman, then you are going to be losing out on one of the major concerns she has in the relationship. Alright? Wonderful. Alright, so thank you all for giving those contributions on it so far. So let me see what else you all are saying here. What else women looking for? Alright, Landon Phillips, an expert on women. Alright, me know, I only talking thing inside of my head. Landon said that a woman is looking for an intelligent man who's not just talk. He's an actor. He acts out. He's not just full of fluff. And I think that is right, because women talk about how, you know, sometimes the conversation of some men is really recycled. Sex, you look good, you want to make me baby, I could do well with you, you know. Some of the low discussions. And I know that there are some women who get so incensed when they're in a function and a man comes up with some of these hook lines that is not thought out, is not genuine, is just an exploit, it really upsets a woman. You understand? But a serious woman is not going to be, she does not want all of that kind of thing. She wants you to be able to come straight. Alright? So, I agree with Landon. She wants an intelligent man who can talk intelligently, have a conversation, and part of that conversation, I must say, is that ability to conversate in a way that talks about future, talks about us, talks about, she must see herself in his language, and not just what his exploits are, and his own concept of what he wants to achieve for himself. I want to buy a car, I want to get into business, I want to do that. It's all about him. She wants a man who can be able to include her in it. We will get married. Hello? Because there are some men courting for 7, 8, 9, 10 years and have not discussed marriage with the lady yet. You understand? And some of it, I say, these ladies need to pull the brakes on them and make it a requirement to say where you're going with this. So that if you're not going the direction, tell her one time and let her jump the rope. You understand? Okay? So, good evening, my dear sweet sister, Deanne Robinson in the United States. Thank you very much for joining us. Timothy says, a woman is looking for a man with vision, ambition, and he must know what he wants for his family. Hey, well, look at me with some nice ones. Well, look at me with some nice ones. So let me spend a little time on that one there that Timothy said. I'm using tonight as your night. We're using your information. And Timothy says, ambition. Ambition. I sad to say. Sometimes I wonder if the women are not fishing in a shallow pond when it comes to ambitious men. I'm not saying that all men lack in ambition, but let's be honest. There are some men who are, what do you call it, the inertia. They stay at rest unless pushed by a greater object. They're not moving on their own. You understand? And they're not doing anything with their life. In fact, it is a known fact that some men got their fillip in life, their movement in life, many times, I don't want to go for say most times, but many times and a significant number of times by the woman in his life. I know for sure my life got my push by my wife in my life. You understand? Otherwise, if she did not come along, the kind of things that I would have been using for my money for and doing and so on, I could not have been where I am today. Some men would not go to the doctor unless pushed by a woman. So those are some of the things that comes out from that statement that was made. A man who does something with his life, values his life. It's more than playing video games and going on the block and line. You come home from work on a Friday, and instead of now spending time planning to know how we going to now do something with the family, it's because you now figure out, I'm going to learn with the boys. So she is now home with the children, and you have no plans to now advance the family. You are disconnected. Yes, you're paying the bills. Hey, we are going easy with the men tonight, We did not go easy with the women last week and the week before. So we is not going easy on the men tonight. Tooth bagay going down. So I like that one that Timothy said, ambition. He must know what he wants for his family. Do you plan to rent the rest of your life? And if you don't plan to rent for the rest of the life, what steps are you making to be able to own your own home, to put your family in so that they are secure, so that no landlord come in and talk to them and telling them that the rent is due and we're going to evict you, or that they want to repair the building and they need to put you out, or that they are going to stop renting and they want back the building. You need your own space. What is the talk about the family? What about the children? What plans you have for the children for their education? Ambition. So thank you for that, Timothy. Josanne St. Lucia says, hey Josanne, I got the information on my boy, man. Tell him we happy for him. He out and doing well. Josan says, a man with vision and ambition and the zeal to move forward. Yes. All right. So that is along the line of Timothy. Always wanting to move forward. And I think, and I'm talking about from the women who have shared stuff. Nothing frustrate a woman as a man who's going nowhere with his life. I think it is because a woman is built as a helpmeet to help a man achieve his vision in his life. If a man could just get a vision and he has a good woman by his side, she can help him to achieve that vision because he knows how to cut and contrive and how to do things and so on. But when a man is going nowhere, no, a serious woman can't stay there. So there are some men, you ask yourself, talk to me, men. Some of the men have passed through so many women. And the reason why they pass through so many women, they keep passing through and they saying, listen, they're kind of bored, or this woman is not right, and so on. But I will tell you this, a serious woman is not going to settle for a man who has no vision. I'm telling you, a real woman not going to settle for a man who don't know where he's going. She can't take him nowhere. And she knows that. So she's going to make sure that she take the get out of jail card. And she's gone. She's not going to stay. So if you really want to stay with one woman and you want to stay with a stable woman and this woman is a serious woman, know where you're going with the family. And that's what Josanne is saying, and she's a woman. Know where you're going. And you must have that, and I think I want to emphasize the part that she says, the zeal to move forward. Which means you can't depend upon her to be pushing you. You must be self-driven, self-starting, visionary. Yes? And Hod says, in many instances, they, and I suspect it's woman he mean, looking for a fool man. Well, tonight we're talking about the serious woman, Mr. Hodge. The serious woman we're talking about. Sheila says a woman is not a man's property. When she meets a serious man, she looks for an intelligent man who can provide the necessities, and in return, the woman makes herself useful to accommodate him. Alright, Sheila, I take that on board. Full 100%. London says, woman loves a man she can feel proud of. So he must be attractive, dress sharply, envy of her friends. You hear the expert. Alright, let me support Landon here. A woman doesn't like to be ashamed of a man. She likes to be able to walk proud next to a man. And that is why she try to have the man look his best. So sometimes, we try to put on something to go down the road and the woman trying to tell us, boy, it didn't look good. One, because it reflects on her. Yes? It reflects on her when she has to look bad in the eyes of others because you are not taking care to be able to deal with it. Alright? So, that is important. That according to Landon, he must be able to make her proud. And make her proud means that when she's doing her work, let's say he is engaged in carpentry, in mechanic, in cutting yard, in being a doctor, whatever station in life he's in, she really, a serious woman, really is invested in the success of her man. A serious woman, she is, honestly. She'll go out of her way and she feels proud to see him being respected by other people outside there. The woman who's not serious is the one who's going to be jealous of him and try to pull him down and find fault. We're not talking about those kind of women tonight. We talk about the real woman, and the real woman actually, and there are many women out there like that. I've had the privilege of meeting quite a number of them, and sometimes I ask myself if some of these men deserve some of them women that them end up with. Because to me, if she had a next man, she would have gone far with a next man than the man that she had. Alright? So, I know they're gonna like me too much after tonight, but I'm saying it like it is. Alright. So let's see who else online now, because we're taking advice now. Frida Leaks. Frida says, I know someone who lived with a man for 49 years and never got married. 49 years. And he died recently. What a life. Samantha James, he must be willing to grow, come out of his comfort zone. Alright, Samantha, I gotta take that. So Samantha says a woman is looking for a growing man, always getting better at his game, always improving, not getting worse. And there are some comfort zone, not all comfort zone he should come out of, but there are some comfort zone he needs to come out of. Because you see, as you get down in your relationship, for example, when you are courting, you go out on weekends, you drop the girl home, you go on home by yourself and so you might see her only on weekends or after work. Bam, you get married, right? So you now have responsibilities and so on. The context has changed, right? So you have to go to another level that you are married now. So when you could have pick up and go anyway unannounced because you were single, and I know some men would not agree with me with this, but follow me, fellas. Before you are married, you can put on your clothes, brush your teeth, and go where you want. You are accountable to nobody. I want to suggest to you that the context has changed. Growth, and I'm taking Samantha's phrase here now, willing to grow and come out of your comfort zone. You're comfortable running your life that way, but now you're married. And I want to submit respectfully that a man should not get up and head out his house and his wife has no idea where he's going and when he's coming back. I know all of them may not agree with me with that, but I think that is part of growth. Accountability. If something happened to you down the road, who you think had to take care of you? The same woman who you did not tell where you're going and when you're coming back. So when they say that an accident take place, she has no idea that her man is in that accident, because you never said that you were going in that area. But if she knows that my man said he was going such and such a place and an accident took place there, she can wonder, I wonder if my man is part of that thing. And that is good. So you go from that single life, you go to this next life, your single friends liming day and night, drinking day and night, but now you're married. Growth says, I have to now ration my time. I don't say you have to give up all your friends, but you have to ration the time between your friends and your family. And may I dare say, the family comes first. It is predominantly first. Never second thought, never last. First. Sometimes you have to tell your friends, partners, I cannot make that one, because there is another engagement that I have promised my family that we would have been part of. Growth. And then now, first you're single, then you're married, and now you have children. So you are now under greater responsibility and demand. You have to grow towards that now. You have a training component of your life, a mentorship component of your life, because your son is going to become like you. Your daughter is likely to marry somebody like you. So you have to know there are some things you have to cut out of your life. My father, I understand, used to drink. Me and my brothers, we don't drink. But what happened is that my mother said when she became pregnant with my first brother, he gave up drinking because he said he did not want us to come out drinking. So none of us came out drinking. He grew to the point that says, I have a responsibility now, and so therefore I cannot pass this on to my children. And we praise him for making such a decision in our own interest. There are some things you have to give up now that you have children. Might be gambling, might be drinking, might be smoking. Because when you smoke around your children, and especially if you used to smoke marijuana, you are impacting the growth of the brain of your child. But you're taking that responsibility as a man because you're going and taking some months a day. So that might be your comfort zone, but you come out of it for the sake of your family. Joan Phillips Spear, girl, well, you're here, you're coming to my country. Oh my goodness, let me take that back. I could never tell Joan that she come in my country, because it's Joan country. Even though she in Woodbridge, Virginia, she born Tobago. You know what her car number plate says? Joan's car number plate says Tobago, and she lives in Virginia. I just let you know that. Rock and come in, Joan. Let me see what Sheila's saying. In return, she would make herself useful to accommodate him. Yep. Alright. I see people saying for real. I'm not too sure what they responded to. Women love men who place their family first, says Landon. Alright, so let us just enter some muddy waters here now. And I'm taking Landon. Is Landon said he said, not me. But Landon say women love men or are attracted to men who put their family first. If you have committed to a woman and you are in a marital relationship, gentlemen, your mother is no longer number one. Your mother is important. Your mother is vital. But your number one is your wife. You cannot therefore allow your mother and her mother-in-law to supersede her as the number one. And mothers must respect that. That yes, is your boy, your one boy. But the fact that he got married, he is now in a accountable relationship to his wife. The Bible says, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother and cleave, lock on, attach tenaciously to his wife. Mothers, release your boy. You didn't make your boy for yourself. Left him the man, and whenever you find he coming by you too often, tell him, boy, you have a home. Whenever you find he only want to do things and having to pass things by you before he pass by his wife, say to the boy, did you talk to your wife, boy? Because you as a mother did not want your man to do that. Did not want his father to do that. Do not pass it on to him. Send him back down the line. Say, boy, talk to the wife, and then after all the talk, then come to me and I'll give me 2 cents. I'll give you my opinion on it. But it wouldn't be fair for me to be able to put my opinion on it, and she has not had the benefit of saying what her position is. Okay? You all getting me, my people? I want to get all your vex. But one of the things we want to run on the show is balance. So, I support London. Women love men who place their own family first. And may I state, first also means first above your job. There are some jobs you have to refuse because you recognize it will impact against your family. You may not have enough time to be able to manage your family, and you recognize that, and you tell yourself, I may have to work with a less salary. I may have to refuse a promotion. When a family recognizes that a man, the father, the husband, puts them first, I mean, you can't stop that family. Yeah? Alright. So, Chef says, I have my own house, ambition and skills, yet no woman wants me. Alright. So, that is something I can't answer that, Chef, because I know you are a godly man. I know that you're very active in the church and your song independence. So, we could now go into it because there might be some issues in personality, who knows, I don't know, that you have not yet sorted out that might be affecting some women. I don't know, but you could talk to me privately, man. Those are some of the things we do in private counseling. Alright? Alright, Frida said, sometimes a man's feet are so planted in mud, no matter how hard you encourage push, you can't move them. Yeah. You're right. You're right. And I guess that frustrates the woman. Josanne said, I totally agree with the statement of a man put his family first. I don't care what's your profession, family first. Amen. Amen. Look, okay, so Chef, look, Sheila just give you some advice there. Take it for what it is. She said you need to check yourself, make a list of your faults. And sometimes we're afraid to write down our faults. But a real man is able to face his own weaknesses. And here's what I want to suggest. Many times when you look at your own self to find your own faults, you can't find it. Just ask your wife, your girlfriend, your children, and they locate it for you. Let me say that again. Anytime you cannot find your faults, ask your wife, your children, your girlfriend. They will locate your faults for you. Now, if you are an abusive person and you're hostile and you don't like to take telling, you may not locate it because they'll tell you what you want to hear. Or they may say, nah, it's alright, you're good, because they don't want to upset you so that you get angry again. But if you are an open man who is open to criticism, open to correction, they will tell you your faults. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Heather. Heather Atkins. She said, preach, Brother Stuart. Josanne said, have no big man and big woman in husband and wife, period. Yeah. None whatsoever. Michelle Nicholson, good evening, good evening. Rock and come in, Michelle. All are coming in late to class these days, boy. Eh? I don't know what going down. Alright. Timothy. Women ought to build up their men spiritually, mentally and emotionally. Give him the tools he needs to run the affairs of his house. Okay. Timothy, work with me. When we're talking about the men and women come in and trying to make it about them, we just put them on blast. And when they try to say men too, whenever we point out the problems that we have with women, and they say men too, we just put them on blast. Tonight we're talking about the women. And so therefore, I will put the men on blast if they try to focus on what is wrong with the women. Tonight we're just talking about what the woman, a serious woman, is looking for in a real man. Alright? So, we can't be talking about how these women ought to build up a man. You understand me? She likes a man who is already spiritual. She likes a man who is mentally level, emotionally secure. That's what a woman looks for in a serious man, in a real man. So we should not give the responsibility to the making of a man to a woman. The responsibility for the making of a man must be in the man's father. That's my strong opinion. Because when we say it like this, we just turn around and say a woman is trying to tell a man how to be a man. So we can't have it in two ways. Manuel insists some men are still acting as boys, still holding on to mama's skirt and frustrate their mother, but they'll say that they love you. Infatuation is not love. Some men need to grow up. So therefore, what Manuel is saying, I get it from her, that she, back to the one that we had earlier on, women want a grown man, a man who is growing up, a man who takes responsibility, etc. Not the mama's boy. Alright? Right. Sandra Jack. He should not replace his mother with his mother-in-law. Alright. Sandra, you bring up a nice point there. So we say that the man should now make his wife the number one and learn to leave his mother. And I think what Sandra is pointing out here, you can't now jump over the bridge and now land up in deep waters on the next side of the bridge, because you now make the woman's mother more important than your wife, because you're trying to please the wife, and so now you're pandering to her mother. Alright, so I take that. When you tell them they're false, they turn on you. Right. Sheila Thomas, my first husband's mother used to call him and ask him if he eat. Oh God, nonsense. I told him, go and let your mother breastfeed you. I hope he is a man now. Hey, now we had to talk to those mother-in-law. They overdoing that. You're calling the man and asking him if he eat. What is it you're saying then about his wife? If you have to call him to ask if he eat, you mean to say that woman does starve you. I know she does starve you. Let me go and make sure that you survive, get something to eat. Left them people them, and when you go home by them, madam mother, and you go home by your son with his wife, do not rearrange them furniture. Do not fix and change them curtain. Don't complain about the situation in the house. Leave it so. That is how them comfortable. If you just pack away your shoes at a certain place and them just leave their shoes at the front door, left them so. At them own. Stop ruling things. If they ask you for your help to help them to reorganize the thing, by all means graciously accept. Alright. Okay, Michelle, I got that. You said you lost your mother, so it has been difficult. Wow. Let's talk. I didn't know that. Okay. Sorry about that, Michelle. Landon said women love a man who knows their boundaries when it comes to other women. Why you not dropping she all over the place? Why you dropping she all over the place? Alright. So Landon bring up a next nice one there. Boundaries with other women. You understand? There are some women that your wife might not take too kindly to. And you have to ask yourself, is this woman so important in your life that you are not willing to release her because you think that friend is friend and she has to get accustomed? I think that boundaries as to how far you could go and how close you could go, and if the wife becomes uncomfortable, I think that it is time that somebody be able to learn to pull back for the comfort of the wife. So I agree with him that if a man knows how to operate the boundaries, then it creates a better relationship. She doesn't have to be dropped all over the place. Every day after work, you have to drop she so. Why is it you have to drop her? What about all the other stuff? She doesn't have a man? You always have to go and fix things in her house? You always have to go and repair some cupboard? Yes? So, just know the boundaries. Don't make your family uncomfortable. because of another woman. Trying to find back here it is now. A woman should know how to build and motivate her man. How is it? Well, we're going back to taking it away and making it that she has to do this for the man. We're talking about what she desires in us. How we must become. Lyndon. I know you're at the back of the class, so I need to talk a bit louder. When you say a woman should know how to build and motivate her man, we put in the responsibility on the woman to motivate us. Let us look at it from this standpoint. She is looking for a motivated man. A woman doesn't go about looking for a man to motivate her, looking for a man to build up. No, she should not be going to look for that. She should be looking for a man who is motivated and who she is able to find that he's built up. She joins him on that journey. She can give him propulsion. She can push him. But I don't think that we should expect her to be coming and do that. Alright? So I hope you get me there, Lyndon. We say we ain't going down that road on this one. Joan Phillips Spear, we have to remember no man is perfect. We have to work with him or them if he is ready to do so. And that is collaboration. Sheila, a woman also looks for a man who can communicate very well and able to compromise. Well, you see that communication business there? Let me just give a clarification there. Communication for some women is only words. We're not so good with the words, So, and when it comes to body language and so on, women think that they are good communicators because they have more words, but they are poor communicators with their body language, their tone and their posture, etc. But I agree with you that a man needs to now communicate in the language of a woman, and the language of a woman many times is words. She needs to talk, and this is why when a man stops talking to a woman, he shuts down. It bothers his woman because she needs to hear from him what he's going through, and when he shuts up, it eats away at her. All right. Okay, so I hope you got that. Was that the whole aspect of communication? All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. We have a program coming up. I want to tell you that this program runs on the 4th of January 2025. It's a free introductory program to parenting, because we become parents like our parents. We just finished one cycle. It was awesome. We had some great people part of it, and they are now going on to level 2. This one is level 1, so we're doing another level 1, and it is free introductory program. And in that program, you can now decide if you want to take the 4 weeks program. You're going to learn how to become a better parent. You're going to learn some of the things that you are upset with your parents about and how you have become a parent like that. Even if you are not a parent, you can take this program and give yourself a chance by the time you become a parent to be able to do it right. Even if you do not plan to become a parent, but you have a cousin, a niece, a nephew that you're taking care of, you should take this Saturday the 4th of July. But you can just go to my website www.michaelatstewart.com and register. And on that site also, if you want, you can take your camera on your phone and look at the QR code and take a picture of the, well, not take a picture, but allow your phone to take the QR code, and it takes you straight to registration. Okay, my people? Okay then. Nicely. Hey, look how time flying. We're right at the top of the hour already. Would you imagine that? But I'm still taking your advice as to what is it a serious woman is looking for in a man. So Sheila is saying that she's looking for a man who can communicate well. We are a bit short on that when it comes to communication, because while we could communicate with a man, because we don't need words, all of those words to communicate with a man. But if you're going to be in a relationship with a woman, you have to learn to use words and to share feelings. And a woman wants to know how you feel about something, what is inside of you, and you've got to be able to learn to open up, right? Women love men that are handy in the home. Hey, you know, I could boast about my sons. I don't do too much of my children online because, you know, Facebook is not a place for your family. But I'm proud of my sons. I have 3 sons and 1 daughter, and I'm proud of them because I don't think a woman could cut style on my sons and them. Them could cook, them could wash, them could take care of house, and they know how to fix things. There's one particular son in particular who knows how to fix most things in a house. So you can't cut style on him. So I agree with Landon. They love a man who could save them money by being handy in the home, have a background within the house and with the kids. You understand? My children, my sons bathe their children, take care of their children, spend time with their children. And I want to just say that, you know, they make me so proud of them in seeing that. And I think that they are desirable young men. All right, Frida Leaks. I don't know what Frida Leaks say in January about. I know that we are back on January. In January, yes. Early January, we're going to be back with the mic at night. All right, so we're down to 8 o'clock. Wow, look at how that time flying. I enjoy it. This is the final program for the year. And so we have covered quite a bit over the last couple of years, and I really want to appreciate all of you who have been here weekly. Yes? Oh, I said July. Oh, I'm sorry, January. Those of you who have been here weekly, people like Frida Leaks, people like Chef and Lawrence Flamand, Charmin Boys, and many of you all here, too many to mention, even my friend Michelle and so on, Josanne from St. Lucia, Manuelin, Timothy, boy, I tell you, even Heather, some of them who are not on tonight, but who have consistently been with us, Lyndon. It is so great having all of you all, and I hope that this whole, your end of the year, to be a successful year for you. I love you all. Looking forward to see you all next year, early January, God's willing. You take care of yourself and make sure you keep yourself safe. Don't overdo anything. In Jesus' name, amen.